All right, guys, so I need to talk about the upper and ferrous a little more. I did a video, and this is the way I run the discrimination pattern in all metal. Your upper and lower ferrous are still engaged when you're running all metal. Well, what does the upper and ferrous do? Well, I said in my teaching video that it was a discrimination, but what is it a discrimination of? It discriminates ferrous objects, iron. The upper part deals with nails, the lower part deals with bigger iron. Now, Minelab has done a real good job, and on learning this detector, like I said in my boot camp video, I like the 4, and for learning purposes, I would just leave it at 4. But the upper, you could run at an 8 or 9, and that is a good place to learn it. But what does it do? It keeps the upper, keeps the nail falses from coming through. If you hunt iron, or if you're in a park that's got old iron, sometimes, and this is with any detector, you can go through and a nail will false on you. Well, this controls the discrimination or the amount of iron filter that's in the machine to keep the nails from falsing. You run it high, you get very little falsing, but it hurts your unmasking. You run it super low, you get better unmasking, but you allow more nail falsing. So a good general place to learn this detector is at 8 or the preset of 9 in most places. And let me just demo it right here. Here's a level 5 test. This is a silver quarter in the ground with nails 3D or elevated above it. So check this out, 1930s silver quarter. Hear the machine hitting it. Watch what happens when I add more upper ferrous or more discrimination, more iron filter to the machine. See, it hurt my unmasking. Now watch what happens when I lower it. Super unmasking, but this is an unusable setting in my area. 6 could possibly work some places, but it's very site dependent on the type of nails. But an 8 or a 9 is a great place where you get good discrimination of nails where they don't false, and you also get very good unmasking capabilities. But that's what upper and lower do. They're to control the iron falsing. This is for big iron like horseshoes, bottle caps, you know, bigger pieces of iron, big old spikes and stuff, and this adds the filter on that area. But 4 is very good the way Minelab has it set up, and this is more to deal with the nails up here. So to keep it simple, if you don't really got a good grasp on it at this time, just put it at 8 or 9 and ride with it. Now, there is one more setting. Let's say that you're on a site and you do have it at 9 and it's giving you some problems with iron faults, and it's some kind of weird site, you got this iron, etc., etc. Just making up a scenario here. You can go up to the my bad, I passed it. You can go in here to the stabilizer and you can add a little more filter, and this is more of an advanced setting that Minelab, you know, put on this machine for iron falsing to help in conjunction with the upper and lower ferrous. Now, only use this if you have to. If you do not have to, don't use it. But if you lower your, it's better to use this with like a 7 upper than it is to raise it to 10. You get a better unmasking capability with a 7 upper and a stabilizer 4. But do not run the stabilizer over 4 because you start cutting down on your unmasking if you do. I can demo that real quick. And I'll show you the effects of stabilizer on unmasking. Now, this is a very tough target. This is a level 6, one of my toughest in the garden. You hear it hitting it with the stabilizer off. Remember I told you stabilizer 4. You still get unmasking, but watch what happens when you go crazy. And it's gone. Yeah, so stabilizer can affect unmasking, but used in little increments like 4 and below to help you with iron unfalsing, it can be a useful tool. But that is really a tool that you only have to go to and use if you're having major problems with this setting, you know, with the upper and lower upper ferrous falsing on nails. But there it is. So to recap, Ferrous limits are basically discrimination. They control how the machine handles iron and how much filter to put in the machine to keep the machine from falsing on iron rubbish or iron objects, period. So there you go, guys. If you don't want the nails to false, run it at a 9. If you don't want the stuff on the bigger iron to false, run it at a 4. These are good places to learn it. But for me, being a more advanced user, I like to run it 7 or 8 if I can get away with it, to gain just that little bit of unmasking. But you know, learning the machine is debatable, and maybe not everybody needs that extra, you know, that much of unmasking. Maybe you're park hunting, coin hunting, and you're not relic hunting in the thickest of iron. But that is upper and lower Ferrous limits on the Manticore. Thanks for watching.